So this is a collection of editorials from Indian Express and some articles from PIB, and so we are going to pick articles one by one and just finish them, extract uh, the nectar out of them, and enrich our notes. This is called value addition in general language, and we are going to extract stuff and data and important arguments, etc., from these articles, and then we are going to use them. We are going to try to use them, incorporate the information in our answers when required. So here we go. We are going to do this article. I've already extracted the notes, so I'm quickly going to go through my extracted notes here. So this topic is about critical minerals, and the article in the beginning itself explains that critical minerals are notified by each country. India has recently, last year, notified 30 minerals as critical minerals, and US has perhaps 50, Japan has perhaps 37 critical minerals, and they vary from country to country. And but rare earth metals are a periodic table classification. There are certain groups in the periodic tables which are called rare earth metals, and so critical minerals is, there's no standard definition for critical minerals. Either they're based on their substitutability and disruption potential, and recycling ease, and difficulties in import, supply chain resilience, etc. These factors determine which minerals are critical for a country. And there's also been a recent amendment in the Mining Act last year, which has allowed private people to participate in the auction of mining blocks. Plus, also there's prospecting and mining licenses being given together, and that's a new thing in the law. And there are some uh, updates in the law that we'll have to go through. So we are going to explore the important points we have extracted. It says that the green technology that we are going towards requires more critical mineral input than the use of fossil fuels and conventional technologies. In fact, if we see the data, the EV vehicles for manufacturing require 6 times more minerals than conventional vehicles. And at the same time, the wind turbines require 9 times more minerals, not just critical minerals, than gas energy generators. So that's one point. And the next one is that 40% of the entire copper and rare earth metal extraction processing goes into green tech, while cobalt and nickel, 60 to 70% of the cobalt and nickel usage goes to green tech, and 90% of lithium goes towards green tech battery manufacturing. And this green tech is going to uh, lead us to be in any range to achieve the Paris climate targets. This is an IEA estimate, and it says that about half and more than half of the uh, critical minerals will be used for green technology. So there's a lot of demand for these minerals in the world right now, with the Industrial Revolution 4.0 commencing. So we are going to discuss about a few of these minerals individually. So what is it about lithium? Is that 50%, 55% of its reserves are in Australia, and there's a lithium triangle in South America, ABC, Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile. And there are new uh, blocks or lithium reserves that have been confirmed from Raisi in Jammu and Kashmir, and there are other places in India too, perhaps in the Kadapa region of Andhra and the Karnataka border. So Lithium is used for making batteries. Cobalt, 75% of cobalt reserves are in the DRC, and 60% of the rare earths reserves are in China. So, in about these critical minerals, it is said that the top three countries holding these critical minerals account for about 75% of the total reserves. So, there's a huge potential for monopolistic business. And so, copper, 30% of world's copper is from Chile, and this is something new. This information I did not know. And then there's nickel, 30% of nickel comes from Indonesia. And now these are about reserves. The next thing is about processing ability, and the technology required for processing these minerals is also something that the countries are protecting. So the processing capacity, the China has a huge processing capacity, while Japan and South Korea also have been able to develop some processing technologies. These are the three main countries which have the processing capacities for of these minerals. And USA for the long time has been outsourcing its processing work to China actually. So, and US itself has not been able to develop the technology, and now it has realized the risks associated with this kind of dependence on China, and it is trying to uh, friendshore its processing. We'll discuss what friendshoring is, but the thing about processing industry is that it is very energy intensive. That means it releases huge amounts of carbon dioxide. So the Western countries have always been outsourcing these industries, and China has been the hub of these processing industries and has developed a huge capacity. So, but with increasing risks posed because of the Chinese uh, attitude, the West is now trying to friendshore, that is, shift its manufacturing capacities to other friendly countries. So, well, we know India has been trying to get some of these industries from China. These are the main major things that are that the China holds monopoly in. Anodes and cathodes, 80% of these are manufactured in China. 70% of batteries are manufactured in China. So this is the data we generally uh, hear a lot about the monopoly of China in manufacturing. So these are basic constituents of any electronic component, and almost 80% of these things are manufactured in China. So US has started this minerals strategic partnership. India is also part of it. There's Australia, Canada, Norway, and Sweden also in the MSP. But the thing is, these major reserve holding countries, the DRC, Chile, and also China, are not part of MSP. So when DRC is holding about 75% of cobalt reserves, so it's not going to be very effective. That's the drawback of this partnership. And there's agreement with Australia that India has entered upon to explore mining blocks of cobalt and lithium in Australia. Well, it is said that gestation period for development of technology in India to process these minerals is going to be 15 years, and we have lofty targets. We are aiming for 80% electrification, that is two-wheelers and three-wheelers, 80% of two-wheelers and three-wheelers to be electric vehicles, and 30% of private vehicles and 70% of commercial vehicles to be electric vehicles very soon. And so we not only have to import these minerals from these monopolistic regimes, but also we have to develop a processing capacity. So there's need of research into processing of minerals. Otherwise, we are totally dependent on uh, other countries for our current critical mineral resources and manufactured products. So that is it about this article. and we are going to go through these things time and again, and we are going to use these data whenever we are writing answers. So the thing, and we have to keep these things in fresh memory whenever we are trying to write answers, and we'll produce as many good points as possible. So we will explore this technique. We'll do all the articles from economics and environment and most of the subjects. So that'll be it for now. Thanks.